Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog, nice, coming at you with the Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro carded Sandman figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This runs for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
No side packaging on the retro carded figures, so there's a quick frontal view. Alright, let's bust this bad boy open and see what's what. Alright, here we go. William Baker, aka Sandman. Pretty sure this is our third Hasbro Marvel Legends Sandman, technically, but we've had quite a few in the life of the Marvel Legends line or throughout the Spider-Man Classics line. But as far as Marvel Legends go, we got the sort of sandy looking Sandman that was part of the, was it the Raft box set some years back? And then they went ahead and gave us the colored version as a Build-A-Figure, but without the arms. And we've been sitting around waiting for some regular arms to pop on that Build-A-Figure for quite some time. But instead, they gave us a sort of like base form, powered down Sandman here. And this was long overdue. And technically, I'm happy to have this figure. It'll look good alongside the other members of the Sinister Six and what have you. But I don't know what they were thinking with certain aspects of this figure. We'll get into that. Classic uniform for Sandman. I don't think he's ever actually been in anything else but this particular getup or this particular deco in the comic books. Well, I guess except the time where he was like glass. But yeah, no real surprises here. It looks like the upper torso, or at least the arms, may be new, but I think the actual torso, the chest, the legs and everything are the same parts from the Netflix Luke Cage and the comic-based version of Hydra Man. New head sculpt here, sort of an angry look with his teeth kind of gritted. I like this head sculpt and I think it looks pretty cool, but I'm just a little confused as to why they gave him the angry look for the regular head and a sort of like blank plain stare or neutral look on the battle damaged head. We'll get to that. Real quick, his bio on the back of the package reads, a massive dose of radiation bonds petty criminal William Baker's body to sand, creating a massive threat to Spider-Man. But yeah, once again, I think the outfit looks good, but one thing to note right off the bat that I don't like is the paint application on his forearms. You can see some paint bleeding through there. I don't know what's going on here, but that looks very wonky from the wrist to the cuff of his shirt sweater. That just does not look great. Everything else looks pretty good. I noticed that the serial number is on the inner like left thigh and not on the back, but yeah, the pants, the boots, everything looks good. Like I said, standard issue, same thing that you got with Luke Cage and Hydro Man. The hands do pop out. He doesn't have any additional regular hands, but I mean, he is a white male basically, so I'm sure at this point, if you've been collecting Marvel Legends, you have plenty of hands that you can swap on. But in terms of the additional hands he does have, he has these sort of like wristlets that you can put on here to cover his wrist to make it look like, you know, he's kind of transforming, and then you can actually plug in some effects similar to the Sandman Build-A-Figure. He's got what looks like a sort of like spiky mace that can be plugged into the right arm and a fist for the left. Now I guess you could probably plug the mace in on the left hand as well, but you know, as far as the fist goes, it won't look right in terms of how the thumb and fingers line up if you swap that onto the other side. I don't even think I have this pushed all the way down like it should be. You can still see some of his flesh there. Yeah, this is a little wonky. It's a little heavy too, so you need to be careful. I'm already feeling like it's weighing down on the arms. I mean, overall I like the way they look, but I don't know. I don't really like the mechanism here. The paint applications on the sort of powered up arms, hands look good though. I do like that. And then he's packed in with an additional sort of battle damage head, and this is what completely like baffled me from the onset of seeing this figure is why didn't they put the angry gritted teeth on the battle damage head and give him the neutral look for the normal head sculpt? I don't understand that. Or at least giving us another option for a head sculpt that was normal and neutral, because this just doesn't make sense. I mean, he's getting a hole punched in his head here, or you know, there's a hole through his head and he's just like, you know, it's a regular day. Yeah, I just didn't understand the science behind that, but it does look good. I like it. And I suppose this is an option too. mean, you have options, any of you customizers or 3D printers out there, you could do all types of stuff with sort of like sandy effects in the arms and popping the arms off at the bicep or whatever you want to do there. There are possibilities, but like I said, I've been more interested in getting a sort of base form Sandman just so he can look normal alongside the rest of the Sinister 6. So I'm eager to see how that looks. Standard ball peg for the neck joint, you can see that. He can look down pretty far and up. Shoulders are only going to come up about that far. I mean, you can rotate them up. You can actually do a full 360 on the shoulders. There's an upper bicep swivel, but I'm a little wary about that peg on the shoulder. It feels like the bicep is just going to come out there, so you should be careful. Double jointed pinless elbows here, so that's why I believe that the arms at the very least may not be the original arms. I don't remember if the original arms on Luke Cage or Hydro Man were pinless. I don't think so. I don't think they were doing pinless joints when either one of those figures came out. So yeah, we'll see shortly. Ab crunch forward, not much. Back, waist swivel, T-joint at the pelvis, upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee. You get a hinge and a pivot on the foot. And a few quick size comparisons and I'm gonna get up out of here. So here he is next to his predecessors, the Netflix Luke Cage on the left and the comic-based Hydro Man on the right. So for sure, the chest, the lower legs, the boots are all the same, just different deco between the three, but the arms are new here on this Sandman, as they do have the pinless joints. And similar to the Sandman Build-A-Figure, we still waiting for some non-powered up arms here for Hydro Man, so we can have him in just a kind of relaxed, neutral state. I won't hold my breath. But I do think the buck really fits Hydro Man well in his character as far as his non-powered up look. I really wish we had some regular arms. I saw a custom or kit bash of somebody doing Sandman on this buck and just kind of changing the colors of the water effects to kind of look like sand. I don't know if it was a render or what. It'll be popping up here. But this was at least a year before this actual Sandman figure came out. I'm surprised they didn't go that direction, but I guess with all of the complaints and all of the requests for arms for the Sandman Build-A-Figure, they figured they had to give him some regular arms. And here's a little blast from the past, the old Toy Biz Spider-Man classic Sandman on the left. I love the sculpt of this figure. Kind of wish they went with a base form that was about this height. I even like the head sculpt of the old Toy Biz version. On the right is the movie Sandman Build-A-Figure. I believe this was released by Hasbro. I think I claimed something else toward the beginning of this video, but I don't have the actual other sort of semi-base form Sandman that was one of the parts to complete this Build-A-Figure. I think I bought this bath whole, and I've utilized the actual Hasbro Marvel Legends Sandman's head on this Build-A-Figure a few times for some shots. You can see an incomplete Electro there before the retro carded Electro drop. But again, like I've been saying, I'm happy and eager to get a decent uniform Sinister 6 going. But man, do I wish this new Sandman was a little bit taller. And like I said, I do utilize the modern Hasbro Build-A-Figure head on this older Hasbro Build-A-Figure, but the peg is large, so this new Sandman head won't really pop on there. And then there's these two guys. On the left is the Raft box set version, which they then released as a Build-A-Figure on the right. So you got regular arms with the box set version that was very difficult to get. If you were able to get two of those, then maybe you could have painted a set of arms and put them on the Build-A-Figure here, but we never got a sort of regular powered down or semi-powered down look for the Build-A-Figure. And you can see how those tower over this new Sandman. I mean, at the very least, they could have kept the deco the same between the new one and the Build-A-Figure here, so you could kind of make it look like he was transforming or something. I don't know what they were thinking. And finally, there he is with his full original sort of classic look for the team. I went with the 2-pack Kenko Craven here. It's a more sort of old school costume for Craven. I think all of these kind of match up pretty well here. I mean, we just need those hands and heads accessory packs to come out. Some neutral looks for some of the characters that they gave angry looks for. Some additional hands. It'd be nice if we could put 2 fists on Doc Ock here. You know, just to change it up, just in terms of toy photography. You could also swap out Craven here for Hobgoblin, because at one point Craven was seemingly dead, I believe, and Hobgoblin was part of the team. I think this was in the 90s during that Revenge of the Sinister 6-part story arc, if I'm not mistaken. Doc Ock was dressed a little differently, but it is what it is. You can mix and match and put these teams together as you see fit. Alright, Got my Sinister 6 Dog Palin Spider-Man here. Simple action shot. Feeling pretty good about this Sandman. Feeling a little better now that I have him in a setup with the rest of his teammates here. But I do still think this figure could have been a lot better. And I definitely still want regular power down arms for the Sandman Build-A-Figure. But it is what it is. If you weren't able to complete the Build-A-Figure, or you don't have a Sandman at all, this is still one that you probably want to pick up. No Build-A-Figure part or anything associated with it. So it's a one and done. And yeah, I would recommend this one. Alright, thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. And until next time, peace.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding. I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week. I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year.